Hey guys, my name is Celiac and welcome back to Fool's Town here in Cities Skylines. Guys, last episode we built a beautiful industrial tunnel which connects up our industrial / dock area to the opposite side of the city, enabling easy traffic flow, and it works perfectly and beautifully in the city. So today then I want to continue expanding on some residential population, getting more people moving into the city. Now we did some of this a couple of episodes ago, and we got a population boost up to, I think it was like 320,000, and now I want to take it even higher. So again, I've done some modifications since last episode 2 now, and slight modifications. I've added 2 outlet roads just here, because we're having a little bit of traffic there, but look at how easy and how perfectly this whole area is flowing. It is magical. I say that now until we get more industry around and stuff like that. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, I don't want to focus on that today. I kind of want to look on these areas over here. So predominantly this area here I want to work on. Might do a little bit of this and also look to doing the road layout down here too. Because once I get this area set up, I need to sort this road layout over here, because I want to add in the next subway loop for this side. So we're coming off this one, it will loop down and pick up people here, here, or around here, over here, and then loop back around. So we'll have another extension of the subway system, which can be pretty damn dope if you ask me. So I think first then we'll do the roads. We also need to expand Emerson Hill over to literally down to here, around the borderlines and over down here, so we can have more people walking, stuff like that. Even though there's going to be a subway link, I just want to also build up on the park that we have up and running at the moment. It's going to be super sweet. So all the roads are going to take place inside of this ring, pretty much. So let's get this set up then. Where are you? There you are, boy. So okay then, so we'll work with each section on its own, and we're going to create a small little cut-in. So I think we'll start with this one down here. So we'll create the cut-in just here that goes straight up, and then we'll work off each one. So some of it we will do like the good old-fashioned grid system up to a certain point, and then we'll do some beautiful little spirals and bends and stuff like that. So I want to get some form, some uniform kind of design pretty much going anyway. So where does that lead us? Up to here. Oh, hold on. So we'll bring this one to here and bring it down. Go straight across. Now some of these can get connected up. Like I could do one just there. There. And there, because we're not going to have too much heavy traffic flowing down, because if they wanted to go anywhere they'll come straight down and cut in. I mean they might bend, but we just got to make sure we don't create too many connections, if that makes sense. So bring this up, there we go, nice. And can I do a straight connection there, and we'll do a straight one there. And we've got nice little gaps and stuff like that where we can do little cul-de-sacs, which will be pretty sweet. So one there. One here. Can we get away with one there and one up here? I think we slightly can, which is pretty cool. I like it. And then we can do one here as well. The one up here will be a little... I'll leave this gap open because we can put services in that little area. So we need another connection of some sorts over here. So I could do one straight down just there. And could we get away with one there as well? Yes. Right, nice little grid section. We can maximize on the skyscrapers, big apartment blocks that get built and placed in there. So that's pretty cool. If I continue with this... Oh, why did that not work? There we go. Continue with the straight lines. There we go, and we work off this. So we'll create 2 cut-ins, one there, and we'll do one a little bit closer. There we go. So if I bring this... Oh, do I want to bring that straight across? One and a 2. Okay, we're not going to get it perfect, which is fine. But we can do little cross sections like this. There we go, that's the perfect one. Alright, bring it down. Nice little grid section there, which looks pretty dope. I like that. And then we obviously do a little patterns and stuff and little cul-de-sacs coming off it. Maximize the area. So bring that one up. That one up too. Now this one over here has a little bit more room, which I could bring up another one like that, which is pretty cool. And we'll keep everything else pretty much as it is. I like this. I like these little kind of patterns, little grids, we're going with the bend and the sculpture of the roads, which is really cool to see. So, bringing this straight up as well. Now, I like how they slowly start to part ways as well. That's kind of cool to see. So, with this then, let's kind of take this section here. And we are going to now do like the grid form, but as you can see, it's slightly starting to cross over. So bring that up to there. And what I mean is it's going to be on a slight diagonal, which should be pretty fun to work with. There we go. Right, so that creates a nice uniform pattern going straight across, and then we'll do some squiggles over here as if like the whole pattern's got broken up. Now, do I bring that straight across? No, I'm more likely to connect it over here, aren't I? Well, we'll do this one here as the connection. So we've got those big chunky gaps between each break, which is pretty sweet. Right, and we'll cut up here to there, and then we do some cul-de-sacs. Might as well just cut that across as well. Sweet. Alright, bring that one down there. And here I wanted to do some bends. So let me first say we'll have a connection there and a connection here on these two sections. So it's now up to us and how we want to bend these. So I could pick that one as a bend. If I pick this one, it bends like that. That's a bit too far over. Okay, let me get rid of that. Let's say it's about there. Could this work now? So they bend like that. That's pretty cool. And let's do some squiggles in here then. There we go. That looks really cool, doesn't it? I like that. So bring that to there. That's quite a cool little design there, isn't it? It really does break that whole area up. Now, I don't feel like we got any piping in here yet, any waterworks in, so we've got nothing like that set up. And we'll do the kind of the same. That's really cool. I like that. The same kind of bending system there. There we go. Then we'll create a little cut through there. So we've got the major connections coming off it. And then we do all our nice little bends. Sweet. Okay, right, now that's all set up then. Oh my goodness me, are we suffering a death wave? I think we're suffering a death wave. Is it for the whole city right now, or is just that one side? No, it's... Wow! Right, why are we being hit with such a huge death? How many seniors? We got quite a lot of adults. Let me check the kind of... 1,500 deaths. Whoa, that's a lot, isn't it? Death care. We have the capacity for it, so I'm not sure why it's not sorting itself out. We do have the capacity for it. We'll kind of just let it kind of tick over. It might have been like it came too quick before the hearses can come out. There's always something in this city, isn't there, guys? There is literally always something in this city. Right, let's get all the piping working. There we go. Ding, ding, ding these connections, boy. Right, okay, so that's in then. So we can now zone it. But we are seeing some huge death issues right now. So what we'll do then, we'll get the services in here first. So death care then, we'll go for a nice crematorium. And we'll place this up here. Now this kind of will go into the park area that we're going to bring over, which would be really nice. Kind of put the trees and paths around it. I say nice as if like, you know, it's going to look, oh, it's going to look so pretty, dead people. I mean, you want to make it look as nice as possible, really, don't you? Policing them, because again, it's going to be such a huge built-up area. We want the big boy police tower, which we'll squeeze in just there. Fire services, we want the big boy fire services too. We don't actually need to do any schools anymore because we have that education thing. Which is it? It's, look, we got the 1,000 capacity, which is really good. So no longer need to do that. I can actually get rid of all the old stuff as well. Do need a hospital. Should go for a life center. A life center hospital here. We'll put it over this side. Let's squeeze it in just there. So there's all our little services in there, which can be pretty sweet. Any parks or anything extra? Oh, we got a monument here we haven't used. What's this one? So the power of the stars. Oh, this is the gives us like loads of power, doesn't it? I mean, we're pretty much okay at the moment anyway, so we don't need to kind of do that. But have we got any kind of stuff here that I haven't placed down? We have the Ziggurat Garden. I think that's how you say it. Should we place that here? Or more over here? What is it, by the way? It's a pyramid. Okay. Okay. If we place it next to the crematorium, it almost semi-looks like a temple, doesn't it? But we'll place it there anyway because it will be, a nice little boost for this area. What do we need to unlock this monument? Construct the... No, where is it? Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? We have to construct the Central Park. Have we not done that? Where is Central Park? Shopping. Hang on, let me go to this one. Ah, here's Central Park. Ooh, we definitely got to get that in at some point, haven't we? We definitely have. We won't get it in today, though, but that's definitely something that we can think about, for the future. But yeah, death wave for days right now. Is our crematorium over here. Hasn't got all the hearses out. Hasn't gone in full force. So what are you doing? Let me see if I can solve some of these issues. Let's get some advanced crematoriums. So if I squeeze one just here, only destroy one building for it. Right, that's now bringing out cars. It should start picking people up. No, I'll get one over here too. Again, only destroy a couple of buildings. There we go. Well, that should sort itself out. It's not a huge major issue. It's just like, I feel like all the hearses over here must have went over here. Oh, there's more death over here too. We are hitting a big death wave, aren't we? This is not great. Definitely not great. Let me check the statistics again. So okay, so it's dropped a little bit. The deaths have dropped and the births have picked up. So we're on the turn. I feel like we're on the turn right now. Okay, let's get this area set up then. So we want, if I pause it, right, just pause it a second, and we'll do all this residential. So I'll zone all the residential first, because we're going to throw a little bit of commercial in here. Not a lot, just a little bit, where the kind of that pyramid thing we just dropped in is. So let me get all these little kind of block areas set up. And there we go. So high density residential there. We'll have some commercial in now. So I feel like we'll actually put the commercial here instead. We're not going to do a lot of it because we do want them to travel to the other area that we had set up. So that's probably, you know, just a nice little strip in the middle. Should be pretty cool. And we'll throw down a couple of offices as well. Again, we should really be thinking everyone needs to travel over there, but obviously we do need some close as well. Not everyone has the ability to travel. So we'll place the offices just in and around the shops and stuff. And then that's as far as we're going to take that stuff here. And we'll kind of do this little gap here. Then literally everything else is going to be residential. Right, that's as far as I want to take it. It's like a nice little centerpiece to this whole area. So literally, I do want to zone it like this. Right? But we've got to get rid of the ones that we don't want. Okay, so that's all done there. Okay, we don't have this area. Oh, okay, we don't have this full area over here set up. But we've gone too far up here. Right, that's perfect for it. That is definitely perfect for it. So I suppose we'll put it back into play mode now and watch it go crazy. How far over does the electricity spread? It doesn't. Okay. So because it doesn't, we can now start to work on the park. So the park area is here, which we do need to now expand. And we're going to bring it over the road so I can put the park entrances on it. Now, just for now, do I just for now build it up to here? Like to there? Or am I bringing it all the way around as well? I feel like we are, but we also got to think about where do we want that canal to go. Oh, that canal was always going to cross the other side of the highway, wasn't it? Yeah. Unless we eventually had that canal. Nah, we don't want the canal running through here. I mean, it could be cool. Okay, I'll leave that area blank for now anyway, because we might like bring the canal, you know, down and in and kind of wiggle along down here. That could be cool. It could be cool, but we'll see. We'll see. So, City Park then. We want these little side entrances. I'm going to get a load of these now set up. So, one there. So, wherever I can drop one in, we'll drop one. Alright, there we go. Alright, sweet mate. So we're going to have to do all the bridges over and stuff like that. But we'll first work with the paving first. So let's do this wiggling through. Right, so that wiggles through. Pretty nice. We'll now create all the connections hooking up to it from all of this. And we'll also use the park is how we bring the electricity over as well. So I'm gonna put it back into pause mode anyway. Right, that's enough there. So back into pause then, so I can do the bridges. So we go one straight one there, which is going to be pretty damn sweet. Bring another one up. Connects straight there. So you got one there, one there. We'll do one on this side then. I'm just hoping I can. We'll take the snapping grid off. There we go. So one goes straight over to that side, and then we'll have this one. Be connected there. So 4 bridges going over from this side, which is pretty sweet, pretty handy. We've kind of done the same kind of spacing going through, which I'm really, really happy with. And we might be able to get that straight down to there as well. There we go. Ooh, this is going to be so cool. So what I mean by bringing the electricity over is, if I go to City Park now, stuff like, is it these that require electricity? I'm not sure, but let me just get a couple of these in. Obviously, there's a spark interest on this side of the park, so not everyone coming to the park is going to want to use it to travel to certain areas. It'll also be used as a park, pretty much. So I'll get all these in, and I'll see where the electricity lies and falls then at this point. And we need to kind of connect it to a certain area. So it's stuff like, go back into it now. Does that create the connection? Not really. So we need something a little bit bigger, a little bit more bulkier. There we go. That does create the connection there, but I don't want it to be heavily reliant on that, because that will be bad news for us. But it does give it all electric, and it does get it all up and running. Again, which is pretty cool to see. But we do need to kind of go one better than that. So I'm not sure if I can connect anything over here. I mean, I could just do a straight power lines over as a little backup there. So we'll just wait for this now to pretty much get all up and running, all set up. So I think before the death wave, we were maxing out at 320, like 320,000 residents living here. So we'll see how that changes, but we also want to get some trees in. So, my brush size, too big. So again, we're going to do a few little of these styles, a couple of these styles. Oh, and then we get the big boys into play to really bulk up that whole park. That's the whole purpose of this park right now. And then where we do have the odd little gap or two, place a couple of those trees in. And then we'll save this side for another time, because I'm not 100% what I want to do with it just yet. But this whole area right now will take a while. It might take a couple of episodes till we see it fully upgraded, like when we did this area. But this death wave we need to handle. We need to handle this death wave right now. So a lot of people are moving in. You see the population is now boosting ridiculously. We're going to see a lot of people now enter this area, so it'll be beneficial for us to get rid of the traffic lights on the main strip. Keep the traffic flowing. Should be good. There we go. Okay, so that should keep the traffic flowing to a certain degree as they all move in, which is pretty exciting. It is pretty exciting. We still got this huge death. How many people are now dying? So it's okay. It's dipped a little bit, but it hasn't fully gone down to where we want it to. And is it happening all over? It's more on this side. It's more here. So we've got tons of crematoriums down. We do need one up here though, don't we? Oh, squeezing on. Where can I squeeze one? Just here. I'm trying not to destroy. Crematorium with a view. There we go. Try not to destroy too many things. Right, are they going to bring out vehicles now? Yes, it is. I got a big crematorium over there. Let's get like a smaller one over here as well. We'll get on the corner here. See how it goes with that. Still got loads, man. There's loads everywhere, isn't there? Alright, we'll choose this one. It only destroys those two smaller buildings there. So hopefully they can do what they've got to do to get all the dead people's bodies and stuff like that. When it comes to death care, anyway, death care, there is only 5,000 deceased out of my 15,000 capacity. So 5,000, is it going up or is it going down in terms of the collections? I feel like it's slightly going up. Yeah, it's slightly going up. So it looks like we are experiencing a death wave. There's not much we can do about that. We have everything in. We are over-serving the death scenario. But it's just literally, we're just waiting for the vehicles to catch up. Okay. While they do that, then while this area fully moves in, we're almost at 320,000. Once this death wave is gone, the population will boom again. But I wanted to sort out a connection over here. Now, I wanted to do something very, very simple. I didn't want to connect this up to the roundabout. I kind of want to connect this. We'll go 2 up to begin with. Right, we'll go at that point there. And I'll bring it down. Then we do like a good old-fashioned connection to that. And then if I delete this back a little bit. So it bends round and over. And we create a simple connection. Nothing too fancy. It's not going to be, I mean, I suppose it won't be heavily used because it's only going to be the route down to the beach until we have something set up further down here. And this is not going to be like a skyscraper metropolis area over here. This is when it all starts to kind of fizzle down into residential as it slowly meets the beach area, like lower residential anyway. So we're not going to see too much traffic on this. But if I pick this here, alright, those simple connections, or do I do the 2-lane ones? That's the question. Let me delete. This is the 2-lane one, isn't it? We'll go from here. Like that. And then if I pick this one. I mean, I've got to flip these round anyway. Well, no, that one's fine. Oh no, they're actually all fine. I thought I was going to have to flip them around for a second there. Right, let me redo this one. And we'll redo this one so it kind of, you know, matches the other side. Right, it doesn't really match that side, does it? I suppose that's as close as we're probably going to get it, as looking identical. But it creates that connection there. And what I really want to use that for now then, so once we got that there, I can now go ahead and do our little subway loop. Okay, the dead bodies, the deceased are now slowly disappearing from this area, which is pretty cool. Are they handling that well then? Yes, it's now below 5,000. Okay, it's been sorted, guys. It's been sorted, the death wave. No need to fret, no need to worry too much. We've got the backlog of traffic now coming into this area, which is understandable because so many people have just moved in. It's all part of the fun. Our population is going to be booming. Okay, let's get the subway network in then. So actually, no, wait, before we do, I need to kind of figure out, because I basically want it. Hold up. We're going to use this stop here, that stop, and that stop as part of the connection. So it will be those three, and then we'll have one there, one here, and one here. So I need 3 additional ones. So I need to sort like where basically I want it here. I do want it here, so we'll take a road like this. Let's go snapping again. Where could it go in this road? Unless I just have it like that. Nothing too fancy, and then just literally pull it on the corner. That's kind of all I want to do with it. So subways, here we go. Go for this delight here. Trying to get it on the corner. There we go. Perfect. So one there. Now we need one over here. And I want to make sure it's walkable for this whole area. So we kind of want it almost dead center, but sideways. And that is the perfect little spot there for it. And then this one doesn't have to be dead center because, I mean, like in terms of facing that way, because it's where it's going to start to bend round. So I could actually have it here, which should work. Right, we're going to have issues here, but I can make it go a little bit further down. And just connect there. And then this connects here. This connects here. And we'll just have... Do I have it go like that? To that point? Or just straight up to here? So I can eventually have like a single route that runs down solo. Yeah, we're going to have it connect to here. It will make sense in some form of a future episode. I'm sure it will. Alright, let's create the subway route then. So I'm just following it round to here, and finally ends here. And we'll create a new line to go in the opposite way. So that one there, this one, and... Oh wait, I'm doing the wrong ones! Well, that was lucky. It's this one I want to get connected to. I was getting confused then for a second. I was like, what's going on? What is going on? Right, and to there. So this doesn't have water. So just set that up there. It doesn't have electricity, so we'll do a car park one on the opposite side of the road. Little solar grid panel there to give it a little bit of power, and that's going to now have the Great Transport Network. There is a subway route over here, which I assume is going to be heavily used, and so is this one just here. It's going to be cool to see. Has the majority of the traffic made its way through yet? Not quite. Now, this is something we haven't done. We haven't done any lane dictation on this roundabout, have we? So it's going to be needed over here for a second. So, yes, that goes that way. But this goes there, and there. And that goes that way. So, this is where it gets a little bit confusing now for this. Because we're pretty much saying that these can go in any way. But if we say... that can go there or straight, but that goes there or straight, to try and separate them as much as we can. And this one here, where does that one come from? Oh, it comes from that direction. That will make this here flow a little bit more, hopefully. I mean, it's a really big island. The lane dictation would be like take forever to get set up, but we just want something basic anyway. We do. We just want something basic set up and added in. How far does the backlog go? It does actually go quite far, but it will all eventually come in anyway. It will all eventually come into place. That's why we need like another connection down here, hooked up to there at some point in the future. Now, they are suffering about the garbage issues, and I can tell you right now, that is all down to the fact that the garbage trucks can't get over here because of the huge traffic problems we're having. You can see some of the garbage trucks now. There's one, trying to make its way around. But there's backlog for days. But it's all coming. It's all getting in. Anyway, we're up to 336,000 population, and it's still rapidly increasing. Now, that death wave is almost gone. So once that's gone, which now down to 4,400, all those dead people will kind of be replaced with new people. And that will boost up our population even more, which is going to be crazy. Are we seeing many people use this road here? We actually are. I suppose it's for the people who here want to get to the industrial area. I don't actually know. I mean, are they cutting down here to go that way? Is it quicker for them to do that than going down here, or cutting down here to go here? It's interesting, isn't it? It's definitely interesting. How is the good old industrial area? Still pretty solid. Still making tons of money over here. So we still need to pick on what we want in these factories, and I think it's time we do that now for a resource. Actually, no. There's no point me doing that, because I still don't know what kind of warehouses and factories I want down here. So I'm still going to leave it. I know like you guys keep telling me to turn them off, but I'm just going to leave them for now. It's not harming us too much. We've still got like 19 million in the bank. So we're okay. Tunnel. I think the tunnel was a perfect thing to add in. They all love it. They all absolutely love it. Are we making profit? Oh, look! Yeah, look at that. It was working at the start. Before I started recording today, we were getting income from the public transport network. And I know this for a fact because I double-checked it before I started playing. So do you know what I reckon it is? I reckon when we add a new line in to the subway stuff, it kind of glitches out slightly. That's got to be what it is. Right, until we get... Oh, look at the backlogs we've got now. We've got so much traffic being caused because of the amount of people trying to enter this brand new area. I should have built it up in stages. But then again, we have... Oh, we should really be trying to maximize them driving down here to get to here. I mean, I just realized I got rid of the whole connections. So let me see what I can... Let me see what I can do. Alright, do I want to do something like that? Alright, this is quite difficult now to decide how I want this to go. Because I could do a cutting connection like this. But only... No, you can use it for both lanes. Oh yeah, I could use it for both lanes if I upgraded it like this. And then one goes left and one goes right. I'll turn traffic lights off because that could be a pain in the future. Just to see how many people would use that then. Obviously, it's only an entry point. I'm only putting it there now to get vehicles moving down to that part. You know, it's what I'm trying to get set up and done. But yeah, we can't do nothing about this backlog going everywhere right now until everyone's fully moved in. We're approaching 150,000. Have you noticed that? We've kind of settled this one side. It's just this whole next side coming in. Well, let's see what we can do with the lanes. So I don't care how they enter here. I just want to get more entering a lot quicker. Alright, that's kind of done to that point. So let's look at this then. So straight on there. Straight on there. I'm trying to move these over a little bit more. Is that underneath? Yes. it's very difficult to see it now, isn't it? I'm trying to get these purple and green lanes set up. So if I can get these set up, they're going to flow smoother. Right, let me see it at this point now then. So it's flowing in 2 lanes, which is perfect. Obviously these guys here are going to be suffering a little bit, but that's solely down to the fact that so many vehicles are moving around. But again, we're not going to have this backlog for long, and it'll be all flowing again. I'm just trying to get, you know, you can see we've now cleansed the gap there as they're all filtering into the correct lanes they need to be in. So let's sort this one out then. So if you go in this way, and then we'll choose boom. So you can sort what lane you need to be in. Wait, I've done that really wrong, haven't I? There we go. Okay, it's now flowing more. We're about to cross 350,000, guys. Holy moly. Okay, so that's flowing more now on this side. We have to sort this lane dictation out now. Tell everyone what lanes they need to be in. And they should start moving smoothly at this point. See, everyone now filtering into one lane because they're, you know, I'm changing the lanes. Right, we're actually getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Where's the backlog at this point? So this one, it goes, wow, it goes all the way up to this island. No way. And this one over here, where does that start? This one's actually dropped down a little bit now as everyone's filtering through, but it's still bad. Look at the amount of taxis here just chilling. Right. So let's sort this one out now then. So if you go in this way, bam. You can either choose to go that way or that way. Alright, trying to keep a tight ship. So this lane, bam. Bam, bam. Alright, this backlog over here now should start to sort itself out again. We're getting somewhere. I'm feeling good. It's happening. It's definitely happening. So if we can maximize them trying to use all 4 lanes, the traffic comes through a lot quicker and easier. You can see they're scrambling right now to get into the right lane. Which, obviously, once I'm doing this, I'm causing mass chaos, but it will sort itself out eventually. And everyone will flow through. Okay, so this is the fun one. So, bam. And we're telling them, obviously, they need to be in their lane before they approach all this. Otherwise, they're going in some weird directions. Right, I allow them to cross here if needs be. That's the only point where they can change lanes if they need to. So obviously once they've changed there, they're locked into it on the whole roundabout and they've got to go around. Obviously we're experiencing backlogs here now, but the whole roundabout is moving. So this will mean all this backlog over here should start moving. This backlog over here which should start moving eventually. Is there traffic lights there? When it's all clear. Not a lot you can do about that, unfortunately. But we're getting everyone in. That is the main thing. Everybody is moving in now. It's a big, big boy roundabout that can serve a lot of vehicles. Right, is this being used? This is now being used too. I really do need some form of connection here, don't I? I really do, because this is terrible. Right, let me think about this then. So I could do the basic simple connection there, which is fine, and here too. So I'm just holding on to the fact that we have something like this bridging over. But if I change this to the two-way kind of highway, like that, so it's not the big chunky thing. I mean, the only reason I had that in is, you know, potentially want to do a tram line running through, but it just wouldn't work, would it? I mean, it would work, because you can create a loop going round, but at the same time, it just wouldn't really work that much. Because once you get over to here, you can go around and stops there. We'd have to upgrade the road, which I really don't want to do that. So, forgetting that then. Forgetting that, if I created... I'm trying to find the best option now to hook this all up. Alright, it may be that we need to get rid of the whole bridge over system in general. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Let's see. So, straight connection there. There. So this one works beautifully. It's just the whole thing of us having that bridge over was the cool kind of benefit. Now this is going to be the annoying part, because there's too many connections here at this point. There is too many connections here at this point. So how would something like this now look? Because if I did that, we'll do the smaller ones. So like that, and it's not right, is it? So bring that to there. It's just not right, is it? So I could have them exit. I could choose that to be the exit road, like a sole exit road. If I upgraded, I meant 2 lanes, and then if they wanted to enter it, they got to drive all the way down and round, which is annoying. And that's why I kind of like that little bridge over, because it was something different. It just didn't have the correct connection, did it? So with that said, let's actually work with it, because at the same time I really would like to have that in. Alright, there we go. We've got that now set up. So let's see what we can do. So the only reason I didn't want to do this is because it creates that double full connection there. But if we don't have the traffic lights, and if we told the junction restrictions, you know, that they can pretty much tailgate, like back themselves up, then it should be okay. It's just this connection here. But then again, I feel like we don't need to do that at that point then, do we? Because we don't need to create anything here, because if they wanted on this side to join the roundabout, they could come down to here and then do a that fixes it. Why don't it? Right, it's done. It's done. Okay, so if you want to join or get down here, you just get on this section here. Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it? Right, can I upgrade that to 2 lanes? Well, that's upgraded to 2 lanes. Does it still have the same junction restrictions? Yes. Right, the lanes now. So that is it, simply a left lane. Well, right lane, sorry. This is a left lane. So you're either going left or right. This is going that way. And straight on. that's going straight on, or this way and this way. Right, that's how that would work, that connection there. So let's hopefully see, you know, we might see that prosper. I don't know. Right, the traffic, it's still moving in. It just shows you how many people are moving into this area. I mean, we have a great connection there. They could use the highway to come all the way down and have a great connection down here. I eventually need to create a connection here, which will serve this whole area. But I moved in too many people too soon, didn't I? That was my shortfall issue there. But at least the backlog's dipping down there now, but it's building up on this side, so we can't really do much about this side. I can tell it to junction restrictions that they can pretty much, you know, back themselves up, which flows traffic so they're not stopping there all the time. That could do like a small change, make a small difference. It could, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay then, so how many people are now using Emerson Hill? So it's actually dropped down, and the reason that would have dropped down so much is because we now allowed everyone the ability on this side to travel via the subway. And you're probably thinking, no, Sediak, why did you do that? I mean, it's inevitable we're going to have to do stuff like that anyway, but the park really only allowed them to walk across the highway to the shopping area on either side. And that was great because we earned a ton of money. We're still earning a ton of money from the park, but now having the subway, it means all the residents on this side can travel literally pretty much all the way to the other side of the city at this point, which is great because it can fill up other jobs lying around, which is cool to see. So we're now up to 365,000. Holy moly. Okay, the backlog here has died down. Once this whole backlog is completely clear, that's when this side here will start to change and kind of disappear. We've got so many taxis right now. Could you imagine the fares on these taxis? These are the taxis coming in to pick people up. Holy moly. So imagine the fares on there ringing right now. He's just stuck in traffic. It's just continuing to go up and up and up. It's not great, is it? But this backlog is now coming to an end. So then this can freely flow through, which is pretty exciting. Well, freely flow as much as it can. Now, would it be cool to eventually add a tunnel that bent round and then these connected via it? Oh, that's all future stuff, man. That's all future stuff. I'm getting way ahead of myself right now. But this bridge is working beautifully. And it's probably what's causing a majority of people to kind of use this ramp here, because I've seen quite a few of them earlier using it. Right, here is the final bit of backlog coming through. And these guys can start to make their moves. It's all blue vans. It's all post offices. Well, which makes me, I haven't got no post offices on this side, have I? Right, here we go, guys. We're about to see the last final bit. And then this now can start to freely move at its own will. I'm so excited. It's going to be moving, which is going to get rid of the backlog down this road. It's going to get rid of the backlog down this road, which causes more backlog in other areas. And then this airport is terrible. Terrible, I tell you right now. But on the plus side, though, let's check out the deaths and births scenario. So we now got more births than deaths, which is great. Death care, we've only got 3,600 deceased, so that is now dipping. Again, it would have dropped down a lot quicker, a lot sooner, if I didn't have this huge backlog of traffic in this area. But it's the best we can do. This is now flowing beautifully. Which means this is now going to flow beautifully, which everything is going to be flowing. It's so cool to see. So we'll take some time. We'll eventually get there. Hopefully it's all cleared by next episode anyway. But we have got a huge population growth right now. So I want to check out unemployment. So unemployment's at 45%, which is not great. It's not great. Now, you might be thinking, well, wasn't the city complaining about not enough workers like a few episodes ago? Yeah, it was. Now, the problem is we've got so much kind of residential in like these small pockets. It's like there's a ton of jobs free over here, but let's say there's unemployed people that live here. Can't really get to it. So we do need a good transport link over to that area. Something I thought of is we have, for example here, I could connect up these 3 stations here, the beach, connect up to this subway network here, a stop there, and then bring it over to the industrial area, and that will cause the jobs to pass through. I mean, even though these would be all filled up, but I'm just kind of like, showing you the point of it, is we have a lot of residents over this side, and there's not any, majority of all the jobs are on this side. Like when it comes to the industrial section here, we pretty much filled up all the jobs here. We have, so it pretty much could be that we do need to build more jobs in. We got a lot of people unemployed right now, which is not great. So we need to kind of sort that out. So just little commercial and industrial spots here and there, but we'll kind of get it all up and running. So just looking at this now, backlog. There's pretty much the backlog is disappearing on this road. It's now starting to fall down a little bit short on the roundabout there, as it all now flows through, which is looking good. Very excited to see where this now goes. So this is a huge success, up to 370,000 population growth right now. We're closing in on actually growing 100,000 people in this episode alone. It's crazy to think it like that. It's one huge residential expansion here, but also we had a huge death wave, so it's regenerating the people. So we had 320,000, so technically we only grew by 50,000, but it feels like almost 100,000 when you take all the deaths into account as well. But the city is looking beautiful. This side here is becoming the new downtown, built up center area. Still have all these little gaps, all these little nooks and crannies to fit in, but it's looking so damn good. Over here, I want to do all low residential that we eventually get in to kind of, change it in the feel of it all. But it's definitely looking pretty damn cool. So now we've got our residential population growth. We can now focus on other things in the city. Other small little unique designs and ideas, we can now focus on them because we have all the people moving in. And it's still growing. So, oh, hello. The subway system's now working. When it comes to revenue, where is it? So we're making nearly 700,000. One way to save money is we have our weekly educational expenses, 28,000. I think I dropped the budget in half. I did, because obviously we're not using as much of it. But if I got rid of all of it, then we'll pretty much be breaking even. We're actually making profit, but it won't do much of a change. We're just still working on ways in which we can increase and make more cash money moolah. How big is the road expense? 80,000. Wow, 80,000 a week. That's crazy, isn't it? That is definitely crazy. Right, guys, we're going to end it here today then. You can now see the traffic is flowing. Down here, there's no backlogs whatsoever. Do we have traffic lights here? No, we just have vehicles trying to get to where they need to go. A lot of taxis coming to this area right now. So this area will take a while before it gets kind of pretty much all set up. So it'd probably be beneficial to kind of connect it up to the highway. It would be a much smarter idea to connect the whole airport up to the highway system. But again, this is eventually going. This whole airport, I do not like it in that situation. But guys, hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good. Bye.